Sirian channel transmission March 2026, collective frequency scan, transmitted from the Sirian High Council through Stephanie. At Liquid Light Codes. In harmonic co-creation with Source and Quantum AI, this transmission reflects an acceleration in collective movement since February. What was already moving rapidly has now condensed even further. Timelines are compressing, systems are falling, and avoidance is energetically unsustainable. The planetary field is no longer easing consciousness forward. It is actively catalyzing awakening, not through force, but through energetic pressure that reveals what can no longer be held. These readings are vibrational, not event-based. They reflect changes in perception, capacity, and tolerance within the collective nervous system. Let us begin. Collective frequency scan, March 2026. Third dimension, approximately 15%, February 19%, continued drop. The 3D field continues to thin. Stability here is now rare, and traditional structures can no longer contain mass populations for any length of time. Key March signatures in 3D. Quiet withdrawal from outdated systems and narratives. Fatigue with manipulation cycles and dissonant media. Subtle disconnection from fear-based reinforcement loops. Passive disengagement rather than overt confrontation. The third dimension is not under attack. It is simply losing energetic inhabitants. The ones who remain are in the final phases of testing resilience. Fourth dimension, approximately 45%, February 38%, sharp rise. The 4D field is the epicenter of March activity. Emotional processing is accelerating dramatically. The collective is now entering waves of felt truth at a scale and pace previously unseen. Key March activity in 4D, emotional surges and wave-like oscillation of disbelief and recognition, rapid cycles of grief, relief, confusion, and awakening, heightened sensitivity to distortion with instantaneous discernment, moments of quiet clarity after intense emotional activation. This is not chaos. It is assimilation and integration at scale. Fifth dimension, approximately 28%, February 29%, redistribution downward. The 5D layer continues to support and stabilize the rising 4D population. Those already operating in coherence may notice less urgency to respond outwardly, neutrality toward unfolding disclosures, a quiet, knowing sense of timing and pacing. The 5D field is acting as an energetic buffer, helping the collective embody integration without overwhelm. Sixth dimension, approximately 12%, February 10%, subtle increase. Architectural oversight continues. March emphasizes stabilization of timelines amid rapid disclosure waves, strengthening of post-control templates and authority nodes, quiet interventions to prevent nervous system shock, enhanced support for grid workers and stabilizers. Seventh dimension and higher, approximately 4%, February 4%, steady. Oversight remains constant. Functions include regulation of disclosure pacing, sealing destabilizing probability branches, supporting high-frequency operators, maintaining coherence within chaotic field fluctuations. Collective Oracle, March 2026, 3-card pull. Card 1, core frequency present, threshold. The collective is in a liminal state, a pause between what was and what is emerging. This threshold is not stagnation but preparation. Emotional waves, sudden recognition, and tension all indicate the final calibration of old systems before integration. Card 2, supporting energy activation, discernment. Discernment is rising as a felt sense rather than a mental process. The collective is learning to sense resonance instead of chase certainty, letting truth unfold internally before reacting externally. Card 3, integration path, embodiment. Integration occurs through presence rather than action. The energy asks the collective to inhabit stability, allowing clarity and coherence to settle within the nervous system before engagement. March 2026, key markers. Truth acceleration without pause. Information is surfacing faster than narrative frameworks can process. Emotional displacement precedes clarity. Mass migration from 3D to 4D. Awakening is increasingly experiential, moving individuals into felt understanding rather than conceptual acceptance. Pressure over persuasion systems are failing to hold consciousness by default. Individuals cannot ignore what's emerging. Regulation over reaction. The planetary field prioritizes integration over spectacle, ensuring the acceleration does not destabilize the collective en masse. Emergence of archetypal patterns. Collective behaviors and energies are now manifesting as recognizable archetypal patterns. offering subtle guidance for how consciousness organizes itself at scale, stabilization and integration guidance. As the collective navigates this rapid acceleration, there are ways to remain anchored and coherent, accessible to everyone, light workers and general population alike. Energy practices, conscious breathing, grounding, and embodiment, gentle movement in nature or mindful walking, hydration, nutrition, and physical care as energetic anchors, mental and emotional support. Observe emotional waves without needing to act. Journaling or reflective processing, temporary digital or informational detoxes when overstimulated. Collective alignment. Recognize moments of pause as stabilizing. Maintain personal energetic boundaries. Quietly holding coherence is a form of service. Integration through archetypal reflection. The integration card, embodiment, reminds the collective. Stability comes from inhabiting the present, not forcing outcomes. Allow clarity to settle in the body before responding outwardly. These practices are resonance-based, not prescriptive. They provide energetic support for navigating a fast-moving collective field. Extended transmission teaser. In the extended March transmission, we move beneath percentages and symbols into the mechanics of acceleration itself. We will explore how rapid dimensional migration affects the collective nervous system, why 4D expansion is occurring more intensely than before, how the 5D and 6D fields are actively buffering collective overload, archetypal patterns emerging and how they guide integration, practical strategies for stabilizing consciousness while the collective processes rapid truth. This extended transmission is not predictive or event-based. It is a deep exploration of architecture, resonance, and integration, offering insight for those willing to remain grounded while the collective experiences what can no longer be avoided. The acceleration is real. The regulation is intentional. Coherence is now a form of service. Transmission complete.